What do you, or what does what I've heard from Motive from you and how it is you just mentioned then, like about bringing the DNA of a brand to life. I love that. There's always so much more to a brand, and then the culture of a brand within its people and its environment, and loads of like untangible things that you can't put on a profit and loss account, or you can't put like tangible money and ROI against it, but they are literally so important. Talk to me about how Motive grab that and build it and
Um, yeah, it's an interesting one. I always say to clients, because a lot of the time I'm uh, teaching people that this is a possibility where we're very niche and there isn't really this offering in the market. And a lot of the time I'm having to say to clients that when we talk about brand, or when you
Mhm.
talk about brand, it's not just a logo on the wall and your color, whatever that will be, splashed everywhere. Brand is a representation of yourself. It is visual representation, but it's that feeling that when you're bringing a new client in, or when you're bringing potential employees in, you want them to get what it's all about from the off. You want them to feel that, and it was something that Third Way were incredible at. Like, you would walk into their space and you would be in the heart of the company, and you would just feel something. And there's a lot of companies that aren't aware that that's possible to do, or aren't aware of how to do that. So yeah, there's a lot of guidance there in the first instance, but yeah, it's always fascinating to dig deep into why somebody started a company, why they're brilliant in their field, why they employ the people that they do, and how they keep the people that they do. Yeah, you mentioned like the unmeasurables, but um, the power of culture, we know too well. The power of actually wanting to be in a space and actually wanting to be around the people that you work with. That's priceless.
Mhm. No, I mean, yeah, I'm an absolute avid, passionate like champion for that anyway. But so I do totally get that it's priceless. And every brand, like the thing that's like kind of unique to them is their people, isn't it? Like whatever USPs you've got or all that other stuff, like no one's got your people if they
If
haven't.
yeah, if they've been doing it right, yeah,
Do you know
absolutely,
what I mean?
yeah.
And that's so nice if you can also to help them flourish and help them become the best version of themselves is something that I think's amazing that you can do. So in a nutshell, how what would you say Motive do?
Yeah, I always struggle with this question, annoyingly. I call it brand integration. So it's not brand identity. We're not figuring out a way to represent you in regards to, like I say, logo, color, all of that kind of business. It's what you already have. It's what you've built. It's how you might not even realize how you're representing yourself. And how do we make that intangible tangible? How do we grab all of that emotion that people feel about you, or that you want people to feel about you, and how do we bring that into the space? And we tend to do that via artwork curation and creation. It can extend to whole spaces. It can just be a piece or two, but things that really bring to light what makes that company and nobody else. I always I always find it. I look at a lot of projects, a lot of offices, always have done. Like to have obviously my finger on the pulse, and there are some stunning things out there. But can you say that moving into that space, can you say it's truly yours, or could you just stick another name on the wall, and it could be someone else's? What makes what makes faculty space faculty? What makes Ezra's space Ezra? Um, and you can have a lot of fun with it. Like
Mm.
those little things, the language that people use that maybe nobody else uses because it's special to that company, or the trips you've been on and the stories that you have to tell. Like, let's bring those to life. Let's not just have those be I don't know, dinner table stories. Let's make a song and dance about that, and have people realize what they're walking into, where they're working or who they're working with.